Another important strategy to use regularly is a strategy called varying the whole. Let me show you what that means and why it's so critical to our students. Let's say I'll start off by saying this piece has a value of 1 whole. Okay, that comes from our sentence frame. I want students to become proficient at doing that. And then I'm going to say this piece has a fractional value of 1/2 because two equal pieces are a fair trade for 1 whole. Okay, this also comes from our sentence frames, and you'll notice I have some blocks here. And so what I want students to be able to do is to say, okay, there you go. That's what I mean when I say fair trade. Of course, I might be saying those two pieces have the same value. The two white pieces have the same value as the red piece. Or I might be saying the two white pieces are equivalent to the red piece. So if this piece is a value of 1 whole, then this piece has a value of 1/2 because two equal pieces are a fair trade for 1 whole. But here's a problem that many students cannot grapple with. What if I change the value of the whole, and now I say now, I'm going to change it, and I'm going to say now this piece equals 1 whole. Okay, now I've changed things. So if under the new conditions that this piece is 1 whole, what value is this piece? And I would like students to say, oh, okay, now 3 of those blocks have the same value, or 3 white blocks are equivalent to 1 green block. And so now this value has, this piece has a value of 1/3. And then because 3 equal pieces are a fair trade for 1 whole. Now, here's a big problem, and this is a problem that students have a hard time understanding. So what value is this? Is this equal to 1/3, or is this equal to 1/2? Like, students will want that block to have an inherent value, but it doesn't have an inherent value. What I mean by that is it only has a fractional value when compared to a whole. So this block cannot have a fractional value if I don't establish a whole, or if I don't define what the whole is. And it only has a fractional value in comparison to that. That's why varying the whole is so important. Up here, I'll say in part A, the white block has a value of 1/2 because it's compared to the red block. And in part B, I'll say the white block has a value of 1/3 because it's compared to the green block. And then a further step, something that is even more challenging for students. Let me erase this just for a moment. Something that's even more challenging for students is, what if I now say, okay, let's take a look at the purple block, and I'll say the purple block is equal to 1 whole. Then what is the value of the red block? And now remember, I have to compare to the whole. And so now the red block is equal to 1/2 because two equal pieces, two equal red blocks have the same value or are equivalent to the purple block. Now, I've taken a block from part A that was a whole, And down here, I've compared it to a different whole. And now this takes on a fractional value of 1/2. So what you need to do is create activities that are designed to help students vary the whole in their mind. That is a conceptually difficult thing to do. And so they will need a lot of practice doing it in a variety of different ways. And that's part of what we will be doing, because I want students to understand this. And maybe for you as a teacher, it might be the first time that you've thought of it this way. But an object does not have an inherent fractional value unless it is, the only way it gets the fractional value is being compared to a whole. And I want to really establish this. This is a big idea. And being able to say to your students, if you ask a student, what's the fractional value of their block? The answer that they should give you is, I don't know. It depends on the whole. And so if the whole is this, then the fractional value is 1/2. If the whole is this, then the fractional value is 1/3. And if the whole is this, then the fractional value of this is 1/4. So this cannot have a fractional value unless I establish a whole. And that whole can change from problem to problem.